my mama was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2005. And I remember standing outside the nurse's office, my brother and I, and asking how would the course of the disease progress? And they said, it'll be about 3 months from diagnosis. And I only share that to say that in that moment, I thought, not my mom and not my God.
Yeah.
And I began to pray for a miracle, beg for a miracle, fast for a miracle, prayer walk for a miracle. And the truth of the matter in his sovereignty was he said, no. In this case, in my sovereignty, the answer is no. I'm going to heal her, but I'm going to heal her on this side of eternity. And I was only 35. Our first child, mine and Jonathan's, was 18 months old, Levi. And so a lot of the grief with losing my mother was what she would not see and not experience. And that was the first holiday season without her. And all I can say to you, Lisa, you know me well enough to know that I am not by nature a crier. Even with a career as an actor, anytime I had to play a character that cried, I struggled. It was just, I think it had to do with, I was terrified of being vulnerable because of some of the wounding and my backstory with being bullied and whatnot. And so after my mama died, I keened, wailed, sobbed from the bottom of my toes every single day for 6 solid months. And I would do it privately because it scared me so deeply. And I think the thesis statement of that experience was, I really believe that the tears were never going to stop, that I was never going to be okay. And so in this season, we went back to North Carolina, which is, I'm a Carolina girl. I love pine trees and red clay, yes. And we were at my parents-in-law home, and it was one of those nights. And I could just feel like the reservoir inside me. I'm a water balloon, and I'm about to burst. I'm about to wail and keen right here in Jetta Mama's house.
Yeah.
And so I went for a walk in that Carolina night, and it was a common path that I would take. And as I would go this way and come back right around toward home, there was a little cul-de-sac I would walk in. And as I started to round the corner of the cul-de-sac, Lise, right kind of adjacent to a stand of pine trees, there was this ethereal glow. It's like the whole yard. I couldn't see what the source of the glow was, but it was lighting up. And I went on around and peered around that cul-de-sac corner, and right there was the cheesiest molded plastic 1970s nativity set that you could ever imagine. You know, you got the blue sash.
With like the hand-painted.
That's right, that hand-painted look. You got the Magi, a couple of animals, and you have Mary and Joseph, and you have this nativity, but they are glowing from within.
Yeah.
And all I can tell you is that I stood on the edge of that nativity. And I knew that I was very much in danger. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I was very much in danger of losing my faith. Because underneath all those tears was a well of doubt.
Yeah.
Was he good?
Yeah.
Did he love me?
Yeah.
Did he answer prayer? The way that we are taught that he does. That was right beneath the waterline of my heart. And I stood on the edge of the nativity, and in that night I just stepped into it. And I knelt down, and I looked right into the trough, and I thought, this is why you were born. This is what you came for. The incarnation, the one that brings wonder to our wounds. And all I can tell you, it seems really simple. It's not as dramatic as the miracle in Haiti. But I went from being a doubt-filled, on the edge of cynicism believer to a daughter of the King with a broken heart.